I gotta admit, after many mentioning this to me last week, I gotta admit that I am seeing a lot of Spice and Wolf vibes from this series. Like, yeah. I'm not saying it is good as Spice and Wolf in my personal opinion, but I gotta admit I am seeing some similarities there, especially with the character dynamic. The way they just interact with each other, the way the episode wasn't focused on just conflict, like, holy shit, we're all in danger, we're gonna get killed, and it focused on chemistry between the characters, how the world is, just exploring the shop, stuff like that. It felt very similar to Spice Wolf. Not completely, but similar. I mean, Spice Wolf is more on the economic side, and there's way more wittier dialogue in, Spice and Wolf, but still, I do see some similarities there, especially between Zero and the mercenary, and also this, blonde character, which I'm going to be honest, I don't really care about him much at all. He reminds me a lot of Cole from the light novels, and if you've only watched the anime, obviously you wouldn't know who Cole is, but Cole's basically a cock block to the main romance between Lawrence and Holo, and that's exactly what this character reminds me of. Like, he's the third wheel, he's the cock block to the series, and he's not going to allow the characters to progress in any way, like in terms of romance, and I noticed that that's kind of what's going on here, but with all that being brushed aside, though, I gotta admit, the episode really surprised me with how relaxing it was. I mean, seeing these characters just going out of their way, just talking about random things, or discussing how, money works in this world, or how Zero is very clueless to how money is. It reminded me of some similar conversations in Spice and Wolf. Also, going out and trying to get dresses for her, getting, proper clothes to where they can be accepted into, like, an inn to where they won't be turned away. All these little things make a lot of sense, and I'm just glad that the writer decided to dive into this and kind of give us a little bit more details. And also, there was a lot of characterization as well to the Beast Fallen and kind of how they're represented in this world and why many might not like them in the first place. It isn't just the fact that Beast Fallen were cursed, like they're cursed people, but also we now know a little bit more details of why many kind of shun Beast Fallen and they don't want none of them around them, is because apparently Beast Fallen, they get some type of urges to where they want to eat people, and that is pretty damn scary, and it would probably scare a lot of people. Not just, the people, actually, but also the Beast Fallen person as well. I mean, just imagine this, okay? You're a kind individual, just like our mercenary, our main character, and you're a kind individual, all of a sudden you get these urges to where you just want to eat someone. I could see how they could break someone and also ruin the reputation of the Beastfall and all that. I could definitely see why now, and I'm glad we got these details. It's not just about them looking different that makes people want to stay away from them or not want to accept them. It's because they act like beasts sometimes. They just get this urge to where they want to eat someone, and then obviously that causes problems, and then, yeah, obviously, there you go from there. The reputation of all Beastfallen just hits to zero, and nobody likes them. So, when one Beastfallen does something wrong, obviously, it kind of reflects every Beast Fallen, and it can really ruin the reputation, which is kind of what we got from this episode from the mercenary when he was talking to the dog-faced Beast Fallen. He was pretty much saying, like, aren't you ashamed what you're doing right now, how you're acting, or how you have these slaves or whatever? You're pretty much ruining our, reputation. You're smearing it all in the mud. Or when the other dude, it looked like he was about to just try to rape the one girl in the hallway, it just shows that, some of these, Beast Fallen are really harming the image of, the entirety of the Beast Fallen, and it causes it to where they can't get a proper rest at night. For instance, they can't sleep well or anything because of how some of them act. Now, I don't think that one individual should ruin it for everyone, but that's just how society is. That's how life works in general. One person could ruin everything for everyone else. That's just really how it is. So it's very realistic in that aspect, but also I appreciate the extra details to that, letting us know why life has been so hard for the mercenary. Now, with all that being said, though, I do admit I have to say that final scene of the episode caught me by surprise, because I expected the main male character to get embarrassed. Like, I've seen so many anime, I've read so many manga, read light novels, I've seen so much, and even visual novels, to where the main male character, when he's in a position to where, like, a girl is in his bed, or on top of him, whatever, automatically the main male character has to blush, freak out, and then just, he acts all embarrassed. And it's the common reaction you see from a main character from a series, and just just seeing how the main character didn't freak out. He's like, oh, you rest on me again, and then he just played it like it was normal. He just laid back down. Just like, I like that interaction, how he didn't think too much about it. It didn't embarrass him in any way. He just kept in character. I'm like, that's nice. That's really nice to see how he didn't just freak out like a traditional MC. I like that. I like how it's trying to steer away from that. And also, once again, I do really like Zero kind of acting more than what she appears to be. For instance, she looks like she's a lolly, but in fact, obviously, she's a lot older than she looks. I mean, she also is shown drinking in this episode, which even in Japan standards, they never do that for any anime. Like, let me go into details here. So, as you know, Japan, they have a drinking law. There's, you know, an age limit and all that to when you can finally drink, which that's pretty much for all countries, actually. And the point here is that even in anime and manga, children, like kids under the age of drinking, they cannot drink or smoke or whatever. They always censor that out, or they don't show it, or they exchange it with something else. They exchange it with orange juice or something. Somehow these characters are getting drunk off of fucking orange juice. I have no idea. But in this case, Zero was drinking alcohol, but she wasn't drinking something else. And it wasn't censored, it wasn't thrown away to act like, oh, she's a child or a minor. So this confirms that Zero is definitely older than what she appears to be. She's definitely very old, most likely older than the mercenary because of how she was allowed to drink, but also how she wrote this book that could possibly end the world. It's just very obvious that she's very wise, been around for a long time, she has seen a lot. So, I like that aspect. I like that kind of getting confirmed in this episode, letting us know she is older than she appears. So, thank you very much for the series doing that. That makes me happy to know that. So, yeah, we also had, like, a outfit. Like, you know, Zero got her main outfit, which, gotta admit, I like the design of the outfit. It looks very cute and adorable, so I have no problem with the outfit. And, I mean, just seeing the way the person that was selling, like, the clothing, and he's like, please give it to me and all that, and you could just hear the man sniffing, and I'm like, oh my god, like, that man is a, he's a pervert. Like, oh my god, this man just took Zero's old clothing and is now, like, sniffing all over it, like, okay. So, yeah, I mean, the latest episode of Zero, Grimoire of Zero, was enjoyable. I had a lot of fun watching it. It did have some of its slow moments, but it did its job properly, and it gave us a lot of exposition. So I feel like after this point onward, we're probably going to get a little bit more serious scenes, probably some more conflict building up, because I feel like the starting part of the series, like the first 3 episodes, was just introducing us to what to expect from the series. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I love you all so much. You have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.